Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our run in Victoria 3 here as Brazil. Last episode, we kind of maybe rushed things a little bit and tried to evict Pedro from being the president as much as possible or as quickly as possible because he had the bandit trait. And in doing so, we kind of overlooked that we were planning on going to land-based taxation so we could go forward to proportional taxation. Now the trip to proportional taxation is going to be quite a bit difficult. We are going to have to empower, the trade unionists. This is a pretty big mistake, but we did get rid of Pedro. We had 2 revolutions. That was big fun. We have a war now here to Dominion New Granada, and so that will be a decent war. We will also be trying to take this against France, and then getting war reps off of France. If we get war reps off of France, we could probably crank up to 250-ish construction, and then build into that level of construction, and then we'll be in really, really good shape. And so this war is probably pretty solid. And we also last episode did get the very important Mosque of Djenne building, which is giving us free education access. Relatively good start as far as the colonization goes, because we got into getting the Mosque of Djenne, and we are getting into Kenya. We didn't get the triple up, we didn't get Fang as well, but you can't win everything, right? Instead we got this little itty bitty thing, which I think we can incorporate, and we probably will. That way, if we ever take this off of Great Britain, it'll be a little bit better for us, so we'll just incorporate that. It'll take 21 years, but that will be kind of good for us if we can do that, especially if the timing window is absolutely perfect. I think we have a couple barracks here we want to delete. Nope, just conscripts. So with that all said, we will continue on with our war against France, and we are got a landing in the back. Notably, even though they have tripled the people on this front, this is a front where there's very, very narrow, where there's not a lot of infrastructure, and the infrastructure determines what the combat width is. So the combat width is quite small, and so even though they're pushing here, they're getting riggedy wrecked in back. You know how it is, sometimes you just gotta hit it from the back, and so we are in decent shape here on all this, and so, we definitely do not want this guy pushing on this front, we want him pushing on this other front. And so we are just gonna look to occupy this, and this will enable us to enforce on France, and France is gonna have a little bit of trouble. Hopefully we can just create landings and look to acquire through landings, and our guy's not assigning in the front we want him to, but that's okay. And we will re-land with him once he kind of takes this over. And so it is a little bit of micromanagement, but overall we're going to be able to get the push off here, and Great Britain's helping us in this war. We're giving them a treaty port in exchange, and so hopefully once they finish the push here, they come over here to help us out. And so now we don't want to push with this guy, Mr. Felipe, and so instead we're just going to re-land with him right here. And we're just going to look to eliminate them through landings while defending on this front where we're getting slowly pushed. And so hopefully we can get that done, fully occupy this, and then just keep re-landing this until we can either squeeze them out or just keep trading territory in a way that they're not really making too much progress. That's kind of the hope. We'll see how things go. They are progressing though. So a little bit of a yikes. Our unis are starting to get constructed once we finish them. We will maybe be deleting. So here's the thing. Universities benefit a lot from throughput. We have a smattering of universities elsewhere, but 5 is not really going to be giving that much throughput. Eventually we want to delete our low-level universities. I think we'll just keep them for now, and so we'll be coming on up and getting quite a bit more innovation, which is going to help out with the research. I think after Quinine, we maybe want to go dialectics, and maybe trying to be really push the unis up to like 12 or whatever, 15, something like this. Not quite max economies of scale throughput bonus, but a sizable amount. Alright, so our guy's getting randomly assigned or reassigned, Felipe, and so we will just re-land him here. And we will just keep doing this, and this will allow us to acquire territory without having to win battles while we are just defending. And we see allies traveling 70, and so that's the UK bringing the troops on over. And we notably occupy the war goals, so we can enforce on France after we enforce on New Granada here. We're also trying to pass free trade, which is going to be pretty nice. Once we get into it, it will refund a little bit of bureaucracy for us. We can get enactment chance, or we can get... I don't think we need either of those. The Industrialists are super kicked up, and so we don't need them any stronger. The Landowners are now powerful enough to be put into government. I'm guessing we cannot create a legitimate government with them, though. Well, this would be legitimate. They big Angie with us. But, oop, what happened here? A weird front split, I guess? Oh, that's such a weird, ugly front. What happened there? Come on. Looks like the UK wants to push. Not sure we are on board with that. I think we'll let them die and us not die. With that, our unis finish here. And so we will be getting a little bit more direct research as they employ up, which, you know, they got 2. We were at like 60 before. It's not too much per level of university. You know, we're still mainly getting it off the 50 base free innovation, but we are trying to get there. We're trying our best. But it looks like we can just push through this then. Ah, they managed to find a way to split up the guys. I don't know if this guy has 0 access. Why don't we raid the convoys here? With our guy while we're not doing a bunch of landings. And now I think we do want to switch to landing again with dear Felipe. I think that they just have no military access, right? Or sorry, they'd have no, they're running out of supplies, and so they have low morale. Well, their morale's relatively low, but we'll see if the UK can push them. But we should be able to just, you know, land here and then push. Push, push. Murder, she wrote. Wow, we're doing really okay with the eco. We are draining the investment pool, so it's like we're losing 20k. But this is kind of where we were expected to be, and this is with everyone mobilized, so this is pretty nice. We're not doing very well on attracting the migrants here, unfortunately. We have really high migration attraction here, but, and we're getting a decent amount of migrants. I don't know exactly what the solution is. We would still have a decent amount of peasants here, so I guess we'll, with our active construction, I guess we'll just look to push the throughput on the logging camps and the iron mines here. So we'll do this, something like that. Look to provide the natural resources more, and again, we get another landing. And their front gets bricked? No, it gets moved over here? No, wait. Yeah, it got moved over here. Okay, but that's fine. We will just continue to land from behind. You know, as long as we just keep hitting it from behind, we will be able to enforce on them because they can decay below 0 because we are occupying all the war goals and we get free trade. See, we get a little bit of a refund on the bureaucracy and our trade routes get a little bit better. Well, better in some sense and not as good in the other. We're not getting tariffs anymore, but tariffs aren't really important. I think that maybe we want to get onto rights of assembly. Well, we definitely do. But can we do the forbidden fruit? Can we do this? And then can we try to go land-based taxation? So the industrialists hate this. Can we take them out of gov? No, we cannot. Alright, we're gonna try to go to land-based taxation. Of course, we will... The industrialists are still happy enough, because we're passing a lot of the stuff. Landowners are still angry. So we enforce on New Granada here. And, of course, we did have to give up this treaty port in order to do it. Not too big a deal. Now our guys will be coming on over. And we will maybe be able to get something done here. We'll just set everyone to push. We are enforcing on them. -3 a tick, and then we're only getting -2.7 a tick. We'll go after war reps and Guyana. Can't do it quite yet. Actually, maybe we just want to be on defend still. Let's just put it on defend with... oh, this guy's already pushing. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It's looking like we're probably going to get in. We could maybe even... We could split up our navy like a bunch of times and land their capital. This is probably unnecessary though. I think we're going to get what we want. Why can they take us? Do they just not have any... Yeah, they have no war goal on us, but... So we could have tried to enforce on New Granada slower, actually, even. But it looks like, yeah, we just get it all here. We're going to take this guy and we're going to click him to stand by, so he moves from the Grand Colombia HQ to the Brazil HQ, so it will be hard to land us. And then we're just going to chill and wait them down, because they are ticking down faster than we are. As long as the UK doesn't leave us, as long as Mummy doesn't leave us all alone, we should be fine here. We're going to try and improve relations with France once this is all over, though. Although they won't have a native interest up here anymore, now that we are taking this away from them. So they might declare an interest, but they won't have it native. Yeah, this is such a long shot. Give us the lucky roll one time, please. And we are gonna let other people fight this part for us. We're just looking to not lose casualties. They are decaying a little bit more, or they're decaying a little bit faster than us. We just gotta wait a little bit. We're gonna get the war reps. I am Guyana. However it's pronounced. I might be mispronouncing it. Looks like the UK is cleaning this up anyways. Oh, just kidding. The UK is getting occupied here. Yeah, well, you know, don't really care too much about that either. Especially because if the UK gets fully occupied here, none of our stuff's occupied. It just bricks France's front trying to occupy there. Alright, can we propose this? Will you accept? 4 reps French Guyana? Let's go, baby. And we will, of course, incorporate this, which is a 21-year incorporation, but it's a little on theme, so we'll do it anyway. And so now, feeling in good shape here, we got New Granada as a subject. And we are getting how much from Diplopax? Ah, delicious. 31k from France, so we can just absolutely crank up construction. We'll start improving relations. We don't want to be antagonistic with them. And we will just crank up construction here. And we'll crank up a little bit here, where we know we have a lot of peasants. And we'll crank up a little bit in Rio de Janeiro, where we also know we have a lot of peasants. And so we're adding like 10 construction centers. This is maybe another 50 construction, something like this. I forget exactly how much the next level adds, but this will be nice. And this is such a long shot that we won't research egalitarianism immediately, but if we somehow manage to bink it, we'll swap to egalitarianism off of Quinine, which will feel really awkward and bad, but this is the plan. Construction centers are finishing. They haven't employed up yet. I believe we're pretty infamous, so we might just want to chill. We might want to annex some of the guys, though, in here. Still benefiting from the 5 free construction. It's not inconsequential. We also do want a Dominion Transvaal. Sooner rather than later, I think. So, can we do that without getting our pie fingered? Not quite yet, but soon. Looks like we're making a decent... Well, we're not making money, but we're making money moves because we're increasing construction by quite a lot, which is going to grow our economy quite a lot. This line will get a lot more vertical, following the France war reps. New Granada has declared Spain to be their rival. Okay. Did we declare any rivalries? Let's just check. I think we're... we can rival our own subject. Beautiful. This is just free... That's just free real estate, right? Just free... Super free. Just trying to think where we want to expand next. Hopefully we do get this here. I mean, this is big why Quinine is good. Because if we get the entire Kenya thing, all of this is just regular malaria, so you get so much off of it if you get, like, exclusive access there. We have a ton of convoys. Maybe we can get some good trade routes. So let's just take a look, and we are going to... Well, let's look at our current trade routes. Alright, they're all profitable. And we're going to look to import all the rural-ish looking goods. Especially when they are more than 1 level. I don't think we want to pay the administration costs for like a level 1, not very high productivity one. And so we're just going to kind of look through. We are producing a lot of iron ourselves, so we don't exactly want to depress the price in the market. This will be good. It'll use a lot of convoys. And it'll make clothing better. It notably isn't going to help us not produce these goods. we'll want to go after Transvaal soon anyways ourselves. Yeah, we need to declare more interests, to be honest. We'll just import that from Qing. We'll see if we can import grain from Qing. It's not profitable, but it will grow profitable. But maybe we just leave it for now. And we can maybe export. Let's see what the highlight says we should export. This is not usually very good, but... Alright, we'll just do this. Transvaal will be the next target, I think. What are we doing in terms of... We're trying to get the land-based taxation. Jeebus. Hopefully we get a good roll. I'm guessing we won't. Because it is quite likely that we actually get a bad roll. Because we have the Industrialists opposing. And also political movement opposing. So, well, we can just luck sack it up, you know, sometimes. Not against the rules. Alright, we're coming off of it now. So we might want to kick these guys out of government so we can be super legitimate again. Big sad. Just wait 11 months, try again. We'll go for rights of assembly. This notably will also help us with tech spread, because right now this is giving us negative tech spread. We'll crank this up for economies of scale. Is it fully employed? No, it's not even close to fully employed. Man, struggle busing here. One of the problems is the migrants are going to like Rio de Janeiro and stuff too. I mean, we could just keep building these up, I guess. Push economies of scale here. Yeah, I mean, doesn't feel good, but... Oh, is this why? That should help things out a little bit. Inefficient agriculture, you're telling me, Bahia. 25% migration attraction is going to be kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Alright, we unlock power of the purse. We'll turn it on. Ooh, we probably want to get on the wooden passenger carriages, but this might negatively affect things. Not we're in decent shape. Okay. Especially because we're producing a lot of wood. We're going to take a save and we're going to go for Dominion Transvaal. Just looking to do kind of the lower infamy path. Great Britain's likely to side with us. Let's go, baby. We're just going to use 2 of these guys. It should be enough. But also to ensure in case there's weird front splittage. It looks like we're just barely losing money because you have to do this plus this. Kind of in good shape. Maybe expand construction a little bit. We're going to do it in the Rio de Janeiro and Pernambuco. Alright, that means we can build gold mines probably. Yeah, baby. These will also be super profitable, so we'll crank them up at the front of the queue. Probably gonna need another rail there as well. We're going to be close to needing another one. Yeah, so this is coming up pretty nice. Let's see what the progress is looking like here. It's slow. But it looks like maybe... We stamp out monarchism. Let's go, baby. We put the past behind us. And the landowners aren't so pissed now. In a few months, we can put them back in and try and go land-based again, but otherwise, we are going to need to try and push labor movement a little bit. Maybe. Maybe this is all too much, though. Maybe we're supposed to go back into production tech. The thing is we can't research nitroglycerin right now, and that's kind of the one we would want. We don't really want to go intensive agriculture into nitroglycerin. I think we would benefit more from going dialectics. Especially because we're starting to build up the universities. Encourage and boost our industries further, of course. Free speech pamphlets. So I think mathematically this one's a little bit better, so we'll go it. Of course we roll the unlucky roll. You love to see it. So this will be good. Then maybe we turn our attention back a little bit and look to puppet Chile before they get too high a pop. As our kind of next one. We have quite a bit of infamy. How are we doing? We're losing some money, but we're at 200 construction, which is pretty nice. Where are we getting? Yeah, just a little bit of research. You really don't get a lot of research from the unis initially. Oh, and we can't even employ. This is also part of it. Well, I suppose we're not paying all the wages if we can't employ. And it is unfortunate we are having so much trouble. I mean, maybe we even want to use the migration attraction one. We just have really high migration attraction, but so does everywhere else here. So, like, we can't siphon off the pops fast enough. That's kind of wild. Let's see what percentage were English. The percentage is dropping, but the number's not. Which implies we're just continuing to get people to come, and then we're just assimilating them. We would like to get on to multiculturalism as well. That's kind of a long way away, though. Trying to think. So, the biggest thing is the mistake from last episode. We really would like to get onto proportional taxation, but you can't just... The way to do it is to go land-based and then per capita-based, and the way you go land-based is by having the landowners not be this weak. We'll see. We'll put them in Gov and try again. I think we can eat this. Let's take a look at kind of how our buildings are situated. Oop, do want to be on market squares. That's a mistake. It's going to help out quite a bit. We are mostly clothes and tools still. Can specialize quite a bit more than we otherwise could as a result of being in the UK's market, which is helping us push the economies of scale. I mean, we still have a ton of peasants here, so I guess we're just going to keep pushing this up. And now, what's our infrastructure here? We're going to need more. So we're going to kick one at the front of the queue, we're going to put one at the back of the queue, and then we're going to add another 15 of these, and that should be good. Elections come in. We can make a semi-legitimate looking one with the landowners in. Don't want to do that yet, but we will eventually. Actually, maybe we only want one more tick of rights of assembly, so maybe we do this. Everybody's in Gov. You love to see it. We're making money, but are we making money moves? So it looks like this is just plus 16k. After we subjugate Transvaal. Let's see how much infamy it is to puppet Chile. It should be quite a bit now. 13. Great Britain might side with us, though. So maybe we just eat the extra infamy anyways, and just puppet them while it's cheaper. Because it will get more expensive, and we don't benefit too much from being above 25 infamy, and this notably is only going to give us decreased relations with Great Britain and Paraguay, because no one else has an interest here. So why don't we just go for this, and we'll also go for war reps and other stuff. Probably just war reps, actually. And if Great Britain wants to just side with us for no reason, they can of course do that. We'll go war reparations, we'll make this primary, and then probably open market, or revoke claim. No, we don't want to revoke those claims. We'll open their market, I guess, but we will not put that as primary. And Great Britain will maybe side with us, or if the game is just psychotic, they will just side against us after saying they'll probably side with us. Okay, since we're building up a lot up here, I think this is where we expand the construction centers, now that we're making money. Moves. And so that'll be good. We will want to annex Transvaal as quickly as we can. I think we actually also want to push up some of our institutions, so why don't we also, at the back of the queue? One of the problem is, are these places fully employing? Yeah, they are, but... Alright, maybe we build them up a little bit here, where there's some labor, and here, where there's some labor. We might even have insufficient tax capacity in those, but we put that at the end of the queue. We're going to try and push up the institutions a little bit, and so this will hopefully help. AutoQ is kind of building what we want it to be, which is lumber and tools and this sort of thing. And we're only losing about 5k a tick because it's this number plus this number, although we have to be cognizant of the fact that France is not going to pay us war reps forever. But it is really nice that they're paying them to us now. We could also go after Great Qing war reps. We could just like declare a war to open their market, and then go for war reps, something like this, and then try and pull the UK in, which is a little bit gamey, but this is probably actually a really good war. Alright, I think we're going to cut through this. Or sorry, I think we're going to come off of this. And we're going to try and pass, again, land-based taxation. We just definitely want them to not be colonizing Kenya. Party is never going to end. You don't say. Party will never end. So now we have a 7% tick, but it's extremely likely to go poorly because the Industrialists are big upset about it, as are the, armed forces, who we have to have in. Damn, I was hoping we could take out the armed forces. Can we take out the Industrialists, though? We can if we lower taxes, and we could do this right before the tick. Although it's not going to help us that much. It's just going to prevent some of the catastrophically bad ones. We're making a little bit of money. If you want peace, prepare for war. This can either go so good or so bad. We really need malaria prevention. Or quinine, rather. I think I want to... Ooh, egalitarianism is natural spreading to us, which is going to be nice. So I think we'll go dialectics. Maybe. We're going to look to pull up our institution levels. Let's see how much it is cost to increase an institution level. So we're not that far off of it. So why don't we kick a couple of these to the top and look to get there. Look to get the ball rolling. I think the Industrialists are just happy with this. So are the armed forces, but we'll lose the big armed forces bonus. We'll just take this. In order to get a little bit above contested, I think we might lower taxes here. We're kind of on high taxes for a while. This will also help the migration a little bit. So notably a lot better once you're on proportional, actually. Let's just keep this up. We're just looking to build here. Just a humble builder building our builds. Are we below 25 infamy? So if we were below 25, it would be a lot easier to pull UK into our war against Great Qing. But I kind of want to see what they maybe do and what... They would be doing most of the heavy lifting, but we would be getting war reps, which is based on GDP, which they have a huge GDP, but it's tied up in the subsistence farms, and so they're kind of a pushover relative to their GDP. Great Britain colonizes Ivory Coast, loving to see it, because we don't want them colonizing Kenya, and so anything that's not Kenya is really nice. Quinine is unlocked, so this will speed this up dramatically. Let's just make sure it's not now a 50. I don't think it will be, but we also do want to crank up colonial affairs quite a bit. All of the institutions, really. Let's actually just add more and more. We get land-based taxation, which is a bit of a lucky tick, I guess. And so now, instead of going for dialectics, we're going to go for egalitarianism. And this is the whole reason we went land-based taxation, which is going to be uncomfortable for a hot minute. Is so it's easier for us to go proportional taxation now, here, later. And so we will pull... Ooh, we can't pull the landowners out of government because we need the military to try and pass proportional taxation. So we are just going to be eating the bag, for a little while here. We might have to delete some construction centers. We'll probably delete universities first that are not in the capital. Actually, let's delete these now because we want to delete them eventually. And this will help out. We're going to delete the level 1 ones. Look to save a little bit of money that way. Let's actually just delete them all, because they are getting deleted eventually. Anyways, and the construction centers might not get deleted. So let's just do that. And we puppet Chile, get war reps, and all that. So now we're going to take a save. We have pretty high infamy, so we don't want to declare war. Actually, let's get down to 25. So we're not considered infamous. They want us to remove their puppet status. We say no. Bessemer process, big nice. We'll come on in. And then we're going to take a save. Oop. Right, we need the tech first. Luckily this is nat spreading, so it's only going to take a few months. We do need to decay below infamy. Alright, so now that we're reputable, we're going to take a save, and we're going to go after China for war reps. And I know you might be thinking, but won't you get infamy? No, we'll just open their market, and then go for war reps as well. We need to declare interests. Let's do that. We'll just have to wait a hot second. 15k is also a pretty comfortable amount to just be... We don't mind deficit spending that until we get proportional taxation, which is going to be a huge one. And, we are waiting on our interests to be declared. Everyone do the waiting on interest to appear dance. Not sure how I feel about it taking time, but we can do an open market CB, and then Great Britain is likely to side with us either way. Could also look to take something. See, taking something would be a lot harder, but if we get Great Britain to side with us, Beijing would be tremendous for us to have. This just will be like... After this, we'll be chilling quite a while. But maybe that's okay. I mean, we're fine chilling with all these subjects, right? So if we do this, let's just see what it looks like. I'm not sure if we want open market or this as our CB. But we can definitely land them. We just can't really land Beijing unless Great Britain helps us a lot. Maybe we should just load. Not do it like this. Great Britain needs to do a ton of heavy lifting for us to take Beijing. Why don't we see what we can sway them with? But it'll just be Beijing and war reparations is what we want here. And we'll probably make this primary. I guess that's maybe unnecessary to make it primary. And they are leading our direction, and we can't offer them anything even though it says we can. And I'm guessing... Why is that? God bless, dude. You love to see it. The game says they'll likely join on your side, and then they won't join at all. So we'll just take a load. I guess they didn't like that it was 20 infamy, like it didn't calculate it. And so I don't know what to make of all that. I'm pretty sure we can do open market though, because then I think the problem is we came up over this 25 threshold, and if we do open market, we won't have that same problem, so let's just do that. We'll just get these interests declared, we'll see about opening market, and if we do open market, we also just have to land Formosa, I think. I don't think open market requires owning the capital, or being in control of the capital. If it does, we can always just keep landing Beijing, because they will ask for war reps from us, which they will be unable to enforce on us. Also, let's take a look where our ships are. Let's just get some more. They won't be useful now, but you know how it is. You always are like, man, I wish I had more ships, and then you just build more ships. Where are they coming from? Bahia? Okay. We'll just add another 5. Why are you uncertain, my guy? What the hell? We have a stronger military than you? No way. Already got problems. And we can't sway Great Britain. Don't know what this is about. Might be able to win this on our own. I'm just not sure if open market requires us to... Well, I think this war pops off either way, so we don't need to make that primary. I just don't know why we can't sway them. Just doesn't make a lot of sense, especially like the UI is telling us, oh yeah, they'll almost certainly join you, and then they're leaning our direction, and then there's no sway. I don't know why there's a relative strength and mobilization difference here. We'll just try and get these war reps from them. We incur no infamy here with this war as well, which is important to emphasize. So we'll just try and just do a regular landing, and then we'll try double landing if that doesn't work. We'll just take Formosa. I don't think they can land us. I think the Intelligentsia are happy enough with us. We will increase some spending for the military, which hopefully increases their clout as well, because we are going to need them to go proportional here in a second. Alright, looks like our navy at least can defeat theirs, despite having way fewer numbers, so that's big nice. Why do you have such bad defense? Oh, we have expert naval commander, you don't have that type of thing. And we have... Alright, so we're going to need to triple land Formosa, but we should be able to occupy it. This is good to know. So let's come in here and let's recruit another couple navies. Oh, I think that nuked our... Oh, whatever. So we are going to just triple land them here. Which hopefully they don't have like infinite soldiers here, and there just wasn't a lot of combat with, and hopefully the triple landing can just get through. And we'll just keep the 17 stack back to defend against landing against ourselves. We also finished a bunch of this bureaucracy stuff, so we'll come up on kind of everything, or just these, which is going to be a little expensive. It will also be big nice. And here we go. Egalitarianism, big, also big nice. Now we can try and go for proportional taxation, which we will do. Also, in terms of research, I think that we don't necessarily need to go labor movement anymore. We would like to go multiculturalism in general. We see that intensive agriculture is not spreading. I think once that finishes, we will want to go nitroglycerin. But I think for now, we will go... Maybe we want labor movement? Just to get the So the reason to go labor movement, or a huge portion of it, is actually that it helps to make the labor unions get enough clout to become, you know, a powerful enough group to give these bonuses. These bonuses are really good, but they wouldn't be very happy with us right now, so we won't go it yet, but we will look to go labor union relatively soon. So we'll just do dialectics for now. And I think when we finish it, we'll look to just crank up. Okay, so we get... Ooh, this is not good. We might need to quad land Formosa. Yuck. Because one gets caught here, one gets caught here. Yeah, we're going to quad land. Alright. That's not how we drew it up, but it is what it is. Ooh, maybe didn't want to recruit the bandit, but alright. We'll recruit the Industrialist, sure. And we will try for a quad land. I also haven't double-checked if you need to have their capital. Ooh. We'll just cancel these until this guy's ready to land, because he lost the battle. I wish it told you how many days, but it doesn't. So we'll just quad land. They're a very, very small army. And the knowledge that they cannot enforce on us. Big nice. Also, if we white piece them, it's also not a big deal. But the quad land should be able to get in. We'll see how that shakes out. We maybe want to add more construction here. We do have to keep an eye on the fact that we are going to lose a whole bunch of income once our truce is up with them. Which is 58, which is relatively soon, so I think we won't add any more construction. And so it looks like we get 2 battles. Looks like we get 3 battles. Looks like we just don't have enough combat width to actually get in here. Or there's not enough combat width for us to catch all of them. Because there's not enough infrastructure here. I think we're just sending men to their death. So let's just try and wipe peace out. We're not going to give them more reps, but we'll just wait and wipe peace out. That's a little unfortunate. So there's not enough combat width here in Formosa for us to be able to land it. I mean, in theory, we could wait for their to go down and then land someplace that has a ton of infrastructure, which would give it sufficient combat width. Who are we at war with as well? I think this is just a Great Qing. The allied with Tibet. Yeah, we can't go after the allies. Oh, we get the good event. Hell yeah, brother. We're just going to take the enactment chance. Donation of knowledge. It's a wonderful idea, but we'll probably just nuke it. Or actually, it's in Rio de Janeiro. Let's go, baby. Get a little bit more economies of scale. So we could also quintuple land and see if we could quintuple land Formosa. I don't think this is the way. Maybe it is the way, though. We still want to keep the one guy at home. So... maybe this is the way. We might even promote this 13 stack, because he might not be big enough to defend properly. But we'll see if the quintuple landing works. This is obviously like a super pushed war, right? Like, we basically have no military and we're trying to fight Great Qing. But it might be doable. Losing a bit of money here. Yeah, there's just there's not enough combat width for all of their troops to get on it, and there's just, I think it's, since they're in the South China HQ, everyone's defending from the South China HQ. We actually would need to land from a region like in Manchuria. Maybe it would be possible, where they have much smaller armies. So where in Manchuria has the most infrastructure? 53. So Outer Manchuria might be landable in this way. This is actually, to me, more testing than anything. We'll probably just be white piecing after, like, sending our soldiers through the cheese grater. And just killing a bunch of, fine working pops. But they won't have nearly as many soldiers in this HQ, so this might actually work. Of course, they'll push us out, but, the idea for landing Formosa was that we would just get control of it, but it's part of this one here. Refining our production method. We'll take enactment chance. Have a level 2 motor industry. And lowering consumption prices. Might be hard for us to make iron, coal, and steel cheaper. 20% cheaper. I guess we could try for that. We also don't really care about that objective. And we get a successful landing here in a bunch of spots. But they are going to move their boils over so fast. But can we decay them below 0? No, because the open Qing market requires we control the capital. And we would have to do quite a bit of wizardry to make that work. So I think we're going to just try and send these boys home and just wait them out. I think there's also no shot that they, yeah, they just absolutely hate this, because we can't enforce this very easily. So we'll just go for a white piece when we can. A little bit of investigative play here. But if we were stronger, we would be able to get something done here against them. So once this battle's over, yeah, you're wanting white piece? Yeah, this is amenable. This is agreeable. We couldn't get it done. Oh well. We had a ton of infamy to decay anyways. We've decayed quite a bit in that little experiment. And so we can maybe try and annex some boyos now. Not them, not them. Losing some money. Are we... The Diplo Pact's not out yet. It's going to be out soon. We're going to be losing a ton of money then. But hopefully by then we get on proportional taxation and we be in fine shape. I guess we want to go after Paraguay. And we want to just do it slowly. We want a Dominion. So let's just save. And we'll go for the Dominion and then annex eventually. Could also just pop with them. I mean, let's take a look. I mean, they have the iron mines. Yeah, it's pretty bad at this. Ooh, did I see bad market access? Yikes, 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 yikes. Alright, so this is a particularly bad effect. The Great Britain is not building enough convoys, or is involved in a war that's sizable enough that they're getting raided. So let's just take a look at what's going on with Great Britain. So they're fighting Ashanti. Ashanti's not raiding their convoys. So we will try and build up convoys, but then we gotta also start trying to fix our market up so that we can get free from them eventually. So we'll just look where we have negative infrastructure. Sao Paulo. I don't think we have enough. So we'll just double these, but I think Sao Paulo's got other problems than the infrastructure. Oh, it is just infrastructure. Alright, we'll add this. AutoQ not being super hype about that, but hopefully that kind of takes the edge off for Great Britain a little bit. And hopefully they're not very good at maintaining their things. It's unfortunate. We will also resume this, I think. Yeah, because we are now we're growing pretty fast, so we'll also put in some colonies where there is no malaria. Ooh, we can maybe get some of Fang here and then look to incorporate that to make it cheaper for us to take from them later. This is not ideal. Man, it happens so early this run where we're running into this. Feels real heckin' early for them to be having this problem. Normally it takes a little while longer. And now the Diplo Pact is it still in? That's still in. We're gonna be getting shellacked. But the proportional taxation, if we pass this, this'll more than handle the difference between what we're getting with France. Yeah, I thought you might have to take capital. I wasn't really sure. But if you don't have to, then like just taking some territory and just landing Manchuria, once they get to 0 to force them below 0, proportion. Hey, big nice. So we're in decent shape here. I think we're gonna lower the taxes now. We're gonna lower them 1 rank, and then we know that we're gonna be losing 35 of income, 35k in income, but proportional taxation always takes a little while to adjust. Same with lowering taxes. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a ton of unis. We're going to build them up to the cap. And then we're going to delete unis that are not in the capital. Which is this. As well. We'll just take the disapproval. And we'll maybe mobilize this other 7 stack. Let's do it. Conservative Party gets formed. You don't say. We could put in a new institution. I think we'll go for... we gotta do... Let's try and get rights of assembly, which will help the Nat spread, which we're gonna be leaning into the Nat spread a little bit more now. Right? I think this is fine. We could also go health system. We don't have too many pops, but private health insurance would be fine right now, and it would make... Actually, let's pass this once we make the Industrialists a little bit mad. So, who does this piss off? A lot of guys. None of them are gonna radicalize, so let's go for it. Also, we can, now that we don't need these guys in Gov anymore, we can do this. Don't need them. We forgot to put in taking more reps, but this is fine. Not too big a deal. Making a lot of money, so we'll probably add a little bit of construction. We do have to keep in mind that we are adding a ton of unis as well. Oh, and they're in Sao Paulo though. I guess we don't want that construction center there. Because 93 is really uncomfortable, but we also are not in the right type of shape to handle this. I think we might actually delete some of our barracks. Let's delete a couple in Sao Paulo, because they are having labor problems anyways. And Para, because they are having labor problems. Let's delete all of them. And then... yeah, okay. Let's keep this for now. And we have to try and put ourselves in a position. We definitely want to be improving relations. We are improving relations. Let's start improving relations with some other guys if we can. But we are likely going to get booted out of, or we're going to likely need to leave the market in relatively soon. So we're going to try and come on up. Really uncomfortable that the migration is attraction so high everywhere, that it being especially high here, because there's like, you know, the unused arable land is diluting out the available employment, and we have just absolutely huge migration, but it's like so much of it is also just going to unused arable land places just everywhere, and so we should have been a little bit better about spreading out the labor. But let's also, let's look at which industries we just don't have a lot of. We might need to look in here, through here. So we're probably going to need more glassworks, more paper, more steel, more motors. Okay. Definitely going to need more arms industries. We'll make this place auto-expand on tools and put a nice smattering of them in there as well. We need more paper. Do we have paper anywhere? Rio de Janeiro, you can produce the paper. Put it on auto-expand. Because we will need a little bit more paper. And then I think glass was the other one we talked about. Piranha and Piaui. We'll see if either one of these has negative construction. No. This one just has the glass and coal mines. We'll do that. We'll also auto-expand on these coal mines. And right now we're trying to rebalance our eco a little bit. No, actually let's auto-expand food industries here. And not the glass. Although we are going to need more glass. We want to build it here more for economies of scale. Let's add like 5 or 6. Because the UK will not be able to eat our goods anymore. And can you just figure out these... Don't want to have to deal with this. Really hoping to be in their market for longer. If this continues... Oh, looks like it's recovering a little bit. We do... And we are building a whole bunch of these ports, which will contribute partially to them, so maybe we can be okay for now, but we do have to be... I think there's already a bunch of infrastructure there, but I think we are kind of chilling. We might want to try and acquire the rest of these guys diplomatically, just depending on how much Dominion on Ecuador costs. It's a decent amount, but Costa Rica, then we might just want to Dominion and annex, but I think we might want to just turn our heads and annex some of these guys here. We'll just take a save and look to start annexing them. Actually, let's just take a save, and we will conclude the episode here. So this episode, a lot happened, a whole lot. We won the war against France, we got war reps from them, which allowed us to really crank up the construction quite a bit. And then we also got on to proportional taxation, which once, it looks like we've lost the Diplo Pact from France, we've lost the war reps, but since we're on proportional taxation, we're fine, we're chilling. We should be able to crank up pretty fast here, and we're going to be popping off a bit next episode, you know, with the extra construction, and the fact that we are going to start researching a lot faster once we get the level 31 union here, both in terms of active research as well as overflow into the technology spread, and it's going to be right on time with dialectics, which I think is going to be pretty good. And then we might be kind of coming back into the production tech to go for nitroglycerin here, something like this. But overall in decent shape. We also did try that whole thing with China, and it wasn't very successful. Kind of just wanted to try it out. But generally speaking, if you can try and get war reps off of China, it's so good. And so maybe this is something we want to try and do a little bit more down the line. Also, we're noticing some uniqueness with Brazil that I was not aware of, which is that we just can't pull migrants very well into Sao Paulo as well as we would normally be able to do on most other countries, because the migration attraction is effectively of having available employment is super diluted by the fact that every place has these unused arable land, so we're now needing to try and spread out our industries a little bit better to try and, you know, make use of that. So, you know, the classic build tall, encourage manufacturing, and encourage resource industries type of thing might be significantly worse on Brazil. This is just kind of a thought that I've been having that I did not fully test or appreciate beforehand, but is maybe just something to think about, you know, in terms of how that stuff plays. Also, we're cleaning up the borders here in South America, looking to, you know, obviously have a big Brazilian thing going on. We might start bankrolling some of these guys. I think we're not going to try and get and expand more militarily here in South America. What we're going to do is we're going to wait until we are going to be leaving Great Britain's market, and then once we do that, we'll look to acquire these guys diplomatically, something like this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.